Hello friends, I am Dr. Anjum Rashid. In this video, I will talk about late effects of childhood cancer treatment. This include chemotherapy and radiotherapy. First, I will briefly discuss the late effects of chemotherapy. Now, first is the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. In this, the potential late effects of intrathecal chemotherapy include neurocognitive dysfunction, learning deficit, memory deficit, and behavior change. And long-term monitoring in these children should include neurocognitive evaluation. Now, late effects of high doses of methotrexate or cytosine arabinoside include leukoencephalopathy, seizures, hemiplegia, or neuropsychiatric changes. And monitoring should include neurologic evaluation. Cisplatin is also an important cancer-treating drug. The late effects include peripheral neuropathy, which is mostly sensory, and sensory neural hearing loss. In these children, long-term monitoring include a physical examination and audiometry. An important late effect of glucocorticoids in these cancer-treated patients include cataract, and they should be monitored by eye examination. Now, chemotherapy which affects the respiratory system include bleomycin, busulfan, carmustine, and lomustine. These cause pulmonary fibrosis, interstitial pneumonitis, restrictive or obstructive lung diseases. Now, monitoring should include pulmonary function tests, including diffusing capacity for carbon monoxide and chest radiography. Anthracyclines include daunorubicin, doxorubicin, and idarubicin. These have long-term cardiac side effects, which include cardiomyopathy, congestive heart failure, and arrhythmias. And long-term monitoring include echocardiography and electrocardiography, that is ECG. Now, chemotherapy drugs ifosfamide, cisplatin, and carboplatin have long-term renal side effects. These include glomerular injury, tubular injury, hypertension, and renal insufficiency. And monitoring should include measurements of blood pressure, blood urea nitrogen, serum creatinine, and urine analysis. Alkylating agents cyclophosphamide and ifosfamide have long-term genitourinary side effects. These include bladder fibrosis, especially in patients who are treated for hemorrhagic cystitis. Other long-term side effects include dysfunctional voiding and bladder malignancy. And these children should be monitored by a careful history and urine analysis. Chemotherapy drugs cyclophosphamide, ifosfamide, busulfan, carmustine, lomustine, and chlorambucil have long-term side effects on reproductive system. These include hypogonadism, delayed or arrested puberty, infertility, and early menopause. And long-term monitoring should include a history of pubertal development and serial measurements of luteinizing hormone, follicle-stimulating hormone, estradiol, and testosterone. Methotrexate and corticosteroids are commonly used in childhood cancer treatment. They have long-term side effects on skeletal system. These include osteopenia, osteoporosis, and avascular necrosis of the femoral head. Now, long-term monitoring in these children should include a bone density evaluation, history and physical examination, and radiographs if indicated. Now, cyclophosphamide, ifosfamide, cisplatin, carboplatin, and etoposide have also long-term side effects on hematological system. This include a secondary acute myeloid leukemia, and monitoring should include a complete blood count. Any chemotherapy can cause long-term psychosocial effects. This includes depression, anxiety, post-traumatic stress, social withdrawal, isolation, and limitation in healthcare and insurance. In these children, a careful clinical interview should be an important part of the long-term monitoring. Now I will discuss the late effects of radiotherapy for childhood cancer. Now, if the site of radiotherapy is brain, then long-term effects on central and peripheral nervous system may include cognitive dysfunction, leukoencephalopathy, and secondary central nervous system tumor. and monitoring should include a neurocognitive and psychological testing and MRI when appropriate. Other late effects of radiotherapy include stroke, ototoxicity, myelitis, blindness, and peripheral neuropathy. And monitoring should include a neurologic, auditory, and ophthalmic evaluation. Now, in case of brain radiotherapy, endocrine system may be affected. Long-term effects include precocious puberty, growth hormone deficiency, central hypothyroidism, gonadotropin deficiency, and adrenal insufficiency. In this case, follow-up monitoring include height and weight measurements, sexual maturity rating staging, history and physical examination, X-ray for bone age in those children who are growing poorly, measurement of free thyroxine, thyroid stimulating hormone, luteinizing hormone, follicle stimulating hormone, testosterone or estradiol. Another important long-term side effect of brain radiotherapy is obesity, and the child should be regularly monitored by body mass index. Now, in case of head and neck radiotherapy, long-term side effects on ophthalmic system include cataract, xerophthalmia, retinopathy, glaucoma, optic neuropathy, and lacrimal duct atrophy. And monitoring includes regular ophthalmic examination. Head and neck radiotherapy also has long-term auditory side effects. These include tympanosclerosis, otosclerosis, eustachian tube dysfunction, conductive or sensorineural hearing loss, and monitoring include history and audiometry. Head and neck radiotherapy may also produce craniofacial and dental abnormalities. It may produce salivary gland atrophy and fibrosis, and monitoring should include physical examination, psychosocial assessment, dental examination, and cleaning every 6 months. Head and neck radiotherapy also affect paranasal sinuses and thyroid gland. And the late effects include chronic sinusitis, hypothyroidism, thyroid nodules or cancer, and hyperthyroidism. And long-term monitoring should include history and physical examination, thyroid function test, and endocrine consultation as required. Now, in case if the radiotherapy site is chest, thorax, or upper abdomen, then respiratory long-term side effects include pulmonary fibrosis, delayed interstitial pneumonitis, restrictive or obstructive lung disease. And long-term monitoring include physical examination, chest radiography, and pulmonary function test. In case of chest or upper abdomen radiotherapy, long-term cardiac side effects include cardiomyopathy, pericarditis, coronary artery disease, or valvular heart disease. And monitoring should include blood pressure measurements, ECG echocardiography, a lipid profile, and cardiac consultation in severe cases. An important late effect of radiotherapy on reticuloendothelial system is functional asplenia. This especially occurs if the radiation dose is more than 3000 grays. In these children, follow-up monitoring should include a peripheral blood smear for Howell-Jolly bodies, liver spleen scan, and appropriate evaluation and treatment if fever is present. Now, late hepatic side effects include hepatic fibrosis, cirrhosis, and hepatocellular carcinoma. And follow-up monitoring should include a physical examination, measurement of serum alanine aminotransferase, aspartate aminotransferase, and bilirubin. Alpha-fetoprotein should be measured in patients who have chronic hepatitis. Liver ultrasonography should be done in patients who have cirrhosis. Now, breast cancer is an important long-term side effect of chest radiotherapy. In this case, self-examination has an important role. However, long-term monitoring include a physical examination and mammography. If the site of radiotherapy is lower abdomen and pelvis, then late effects on renal system include hypertension and decreased creatinine clearance. And monitoring should include regular measurement of blood pressure, blood urea nitrogen, serum creatinine, and urine analysis. Now, gastrointestinal side effects in case of radiotherapy at lower abdomen or pelvis include bowel obstruction, fistula formation, strictures, or malignancies. And monitoring should include a history and physical examination and cancer screening when appropriate. Now, in case of lower abdomen and pelvic radiotherapy, ovarian and testicular dysfunction may occur. And monitoring should include a history and physical examination, luteinizing hormone, follicle stimulating hormone, estradiol, and testosterone measurements. Radiotherapy may have long-term genitourinary side effects. These include hemorrhagic cystitis, bladder fibrosis, and secondary malignancy. And monitoring include a urine analysis and voiding history. Now, in case of spine radiotherapy, lead side effects include scoliosis or kyphosis, and monitoring includes a relevant physical examination and spine radiographs. Now, in case of musculoskeletal radiotherapy, lead side effects include growth problems, especially hypoplasia and atrophy. There may be reduced or uneven growth resulting in limb length discrepancy, which lead to cosmetic deformities. Secondary malignancy, especially sarcoma, may also occur, and these children are monitored by physical examination. Thanks for watching this video. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel.